Hey folks, hey all doing, Lloyd here, or Mr. Hats as I'm known in the VC. So today's part 2 of my Paul McCartney studio albums ranking series. If you haven't seen the first part, go back and see it. That covers the years 1970 to 79. So the McCartney album through to the final Wings album, Back to the Egg. This one covers the years 1980 through to 1999. There's 10 studio albums during that period. I'm not covering any collaboration albums like Fireman things, stuff like that. Any classical albums, none of that. Just 10 albums. I have decided to include the movie soundtrack, Give My Regards to Broad Street, on this video. I was tossing and turning whether to do or not, and I thought, oh, sod it, I'll just put it in. Anyway, so I'm going to rank them from my least favourite to ultimate favourite over that 20-year period of the 80s and the 90s. My ranking is going to be different than yours, without a shadow of a doubt. I hear things differently to you, you hear things differently to everyone else, so they're just my opinion. Feel free to leave your comments in the comments section below with what your ranking would be over that period. Anyway, let's start. Number 10 on my list, the Russian album Choba B CCCP, covers album, all 1950s rock stuff. Ain't That a Shame, That's Alright Mama, I'm Gonna Be a Wheel Someday, Kansas City, 20 Flight Rock, Lucille, Don't Get Around Much Anymore, all those sorts of songs. Was initially released only for the Soviet market, Russian market, but a lot of bootlegs got out and Paul decided to release it worldwide after that. I do have there's 3 different Russian album versions, I believe, with I think say 11 tracks, 13 tracks, 14 tracks, whatever it is. I've got a 13 or is it 12 track LP on vinyl. I can't remember, but it's one of them formats anyway, and that's boxed away somewhere. As with most of my vinyl, I have all of his vinyl up to Press to Play and All the Best, the double greatest hits album. Anyway, not a big fan of covers albums. They just don't really do anything for me. Yuletide Christmas albums are a different thing, but I'm just not a fan of covers albums. This one comes in at 3 out of 10 for me. Next on my list at number 9, another covers album, Run Devil Run. There's a couple of original songs on here, but yeah, I just don't really like covers albums. There's a couple of decent songs on this one. I do like his version of Brown Eyed Handsome Man, Lonesome Town, No Other Baby, and Shake a Hand. But apart from that, I'm really not keen on this one neither. As I said, I don't do covers albums. I don't really care who the artist is. I just don't really like covers albums, even though there's some songs on them that are good. Again, so 3 out of 10 for that one. Next, number 8 on my list. I'm going to go for the movie soundtrack, Give My Regards to Broad Street. It's also almost a covers album. He's covering Wings songs, Beatles songs, and there's three new songs for the album. Not Such a Bad Boy, No Values, both decent rockers, and the classic No More Lonely Nights, which bookends the album both ways. You got the ballad version opening the album and the more danceable, disco-y play-out version, which rounds the album off. It's funny that in the US the play-out version was the A-side of the single, and in most other territories it was the ballad version. I actually like both. I think they're both equally as good as each other. What else do I like on this album? I like Eleanor Rigby and Eleanor's Dream with the whole classical music thing. I think that's really good. Long and Winding Road. I love the saxophone at the beginning of that, the extended saxophone segment. I do like the extra verse that's in Ballroom Dancing, as opposed to the song that's on the Tug of War album. Like, it's not a bad album, but he's just basically copying and pasting his Beatles songs. Silly Love Songs is slightly different to the original version, but the Beatles songs are just copy and paste, cut and paste stuff from the Beatles. No difference, don't hold any value to me. This album comes in at, what shall we say, 4.5 out of 10. Next on my list at number 7, we're going to go to this one, 1993's Off the Ground. So the lead-off single on here was the almost acoustic, I guess, Hope of Deliverance. It was a really good uplifting song. Come On People is fantastic. Wine Dark Open Sea is almost a rewrite of Wanderlust for me. Looking for Changes is a good song, I like that. Mistress and Maid's a good song. Biker Like an Icon, I mean, it's rubbish. It's pure rubbish. Golden Earth Girl's really good. That could have almost been a Beatles song. Cosmically Conscious has got a very crowded house type vibe to it. I'm not saying it is crowded house, but it's got that sort of vibe to it. It's not a bad album. We did see him on this tour when he toured Australia in 94ish, I think it was. 93, 94. He played a few of these off this album actually. And yeah, it was a pretty good tour. He was certainly a lot better than the last time I saw him in 2016. But that's a different story. Yeah, not a bad album. Comes in at 7 out of 10 for me. Next on my list, we're going to go to the 1983 album Pipes of Peace, the follow-up to Tug of War. You got the great Pipes of Peace opening up the album. Brilliant. Say, 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 one of the great pop songs of the 1980s, which was a duet with Michael Jackson and far superior to The Girl Is Mine on Michael's Thriller album. The Other Me's really good. Keep Undercover's a bit of a rocker. So Bad, Paul enters falsetto territory again. One of my favourite Paul McCartney songs ever. The Man, that's another duet with Michael Jackson. Really, really good song. That one was actually slated to be a single. There was a video made supposedly, but it's never been released. Sweetest Little Show is really cool. Average Person, yeah, it's okay. Hey Hey is pretty cool. Tug of Peace, that's you could call it sort of a mashup type thing. Tug of War, Pipes of Peace thing. And you got the brilliant ballad at the end of the album, one of his greatest ballads, Through Our Love. Great album closer. It's a really, really good album. I've got a lot of Paul McCartney fans in the US who cannot stand this album. But yeah, I think it's a really, really good album. Comes in at 7.7 out of 10. So it just misses out on that love mark for me. But really, really good album. Next on my list at number 5, we're going to go to Flowers in the Dirt. This was 1989. Several songs on here co-written with Elvis Costello and duets with Elvis Costello. My Brave Face has Paul McCartney returning to the Hofner bass as requested by Elvis Costello. It's got a very Beatley sound to it. Rough Ride's really good. You Wanted To, duet with Elvis. Distractions is a beautiful acoustic number. We Got Married, yeah, it's okay. Put It There is one of Paul's great little acoustic little ditties. Figure of Eight has him rocking out a bit. This one's got a real psychedelic 1967 sound. Don't Be Careless Love, yeah, it's okay. That Day Is Done. It's a very morbid song about death, but that's really well done. How Many People's got a real reggae sort of vibe to it. Motor of Love, not really keen on that. And Où Le Soleil, that's a pretty good song to close the album off. All up, it's a really, really, really good song. I used to rate it a lot higher than the score I've given it, but it's still really good. There's nothing really bad on it. It's just, I just don't listen to it as much as I used to, which means I obviously don't rate it as highly as I used to. But it comes in at 7.7, the same as Pipes of Peace album, number 4 on my list. This is where the albums I'd love from that period are coming into it. And we're going to the first album I actually purchased by Paul McCartney with my own money. This is the electronic, pretty much electronica synthesized McCartney 2 album. Contains Coming Up, really good. I like the voice alteration on that, where they slightly tweaked his voice to make it sound higher than it actually is. Temporary Secretary, typical Paul McCartney nonsense song, but still pretty good. On the Way is very bluesy. Waterfalls, even though Paul believes it's an unfinished song and he should have put other stuff on it, I think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful little song. It's sort of got that unfinished quality of it, but it sounds natural. It's a really good song. Nobody Knows, that has a sort of a bluesy feel to it. Front Parlour and Frozen Jap, both instrumentals, both good songs. Summer's Day Song, it's a beautiful little song. Could have been a I don't know, a part 2 or an extension of Mother Nature's Son even. Bogey Music, a bit of a novelty type thing, typical of some of the stuff Paul McCartney's done through his career. Dark Rooms, a bit experimental. And One of These Days, the song that closes the album off, is one of his greatest songs. That would certainly be a top 10 song of his whole solo career for me. Absolutely great. All up, very good album. And of course, as a 12-13 year old when this was released, I had nothing else really apart from a few singles to base my impressions of Paul McCartney on. I loved this album cover when I first saw it, with the whole pixelated thing. Thought that was great because I'd never seen an album cover like that. And yeah, this album's just stuck with me. Just a really solid album. Sort of out there and not out there. In fact, my last girlfriend, she's not a Paul McCartney fan. She liked the Band on the Run album, and the only other thing of Paul McCartney's that she liked was this album, because it didn't sound like Paul McCartney. And you can hear it when you listen to this album. It's really not, doesn't sound like Paul McCartney. I mean, it is, but it isn't, sort of thing. So yeah, this album comes in at a really good 8 out of 10 for me. Number 3 on my list, a song that divides fans. It's either ranked really low or really high, and I'm going for 1986's Press to Play. Press, the lead-off single, really good song. Excuse me. Stranglehold, not great, not a great album opener. Good Times Coming, Feel the Sun, that's almost got a Good Day Sunshine type happy feel good vibe to it. Talk More Talk, a bit more of the experimental type Paul. Footprints is one of those great little, I guess you could call it folky in its own way, but acoustic. It's a beautiful song, beautiful. Only Love Remains, that's one of my favourite Paul McCartney ballads. I've just mentioned Press. Pretty Little Head, that's a bit experimental. Not overly keen on Move Over Busker. I mean, it's okay. It tells a great little story, but it's not a great song. It's good, but not great. Angry's got Paul in a real tizzy fit of a mood. He's really rocking out on that one. However Absurd, that's got a 67 psychedelic I Am the Walrus type thing happening, I guess. And yeah, that's the album. 3 bonus tracks on this CD though, which are all B-sides of singles. But yeah, just a really underrated Paul McCartney album. Yeah, I didn't like it when it first came out. I was struggling with it. There were so many things happening and nothing cohesive. But when you get your teeth into it, it really is a solid album with some real cracking McCartney tracks. As I said, Footprints, Only Love Remains, absolutely classic McCartney, Good Times Coming, etc. Great stuff. That one comes in at 8.5 out of 10 for me. Number 2 on my list, we're going to go to... This was a hard choice between number 1 and number 2. They could go in any place depending what mood I'm in. And on this occasion, I've had to go for Tug of War. Simply because there's a song on here I can't stand. Tug of War is an absolute masterpiece of a song. Take It Away is a good, I don't know, what would you call it? Soft rock pop type song. Somebody Who Cares, acoustic Paul at his best. What's That You're Doing? I'm not a fan of Stevie Wonder, but that funky vibe in that song with the duet with Stevie Wonder is absolutely brilliant in my opinion. Should have and could have and should have been a single and would have been a hit had it been released, in my opinion. Then you've got his beautiful heartfelt song for John in Here Today. Ballroom Dancing opens up side 2, absolutely brilliant. It's almost the 50s rocker type thing. The Pound Is Sinking, which was basically 2 songs mashed together. Paul's done that a lot over his career with various things, and that works really well. Wonderlust, one of Paul's all-time greatest songs, certainly a top 10 career track for me. Get It has Carl Perkins guesting on vocals, which is really cool. Be What You See is just a Link track. Dress Me Up as a Robber is fun. It's a fun song. And the only song I don't like on the album is Ebony and Ivory. I've never liked that from the day I first heard it. I prefer Paul's solo version on the 12-inch single of Ebony and Ivory. I think that's a lot better than the Stevie Wonder duet on here, which is why that's the song that keeps this at number 2 for me on this occasion. Which leaves... oh, that one gets 9 out of 10, by the way. Next up is probably the last... No, not the last great McCartney album. There's another one to go yet. But yeah, this was a fine return to form. Flaming Pie, absolutely brilliant. Songs we were singing, The World Tonight, If You Wanna. Some Days is classic McCartney, Young Boy, nice little acoustic soft rock song, brilliant. Calico Skies, Heaven on a Sunday, Flaming Pie is a piano stomping rocker. Heaven on Sunday, I mentioned that. Used to Be Bad is a duet with Steve Miller. Not overly keen. That's sort of the song on this album that I don't like, the same as the one on, with Ebony and Ivory. So each of these 2 albums has a song I don't like, and that's it. Souvenir is beautiful. Little Willow is absolutely incredible. Really Love You, that's a great song. Beautiful Night, one of Paul's great ballads, and Great Day, a little acoustic folky thing at the end of the album. And the reason this one I think tops Tug of War is because I've got to count the tracks up here, so it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 songs on here plus a link, so I don't count that as a song. So 10 songs I love, 1 I dislike. This has 14 tracks on it, 13 I love, and 1 I don't. So this one has more love tracks, which is why this one is rated higher than Tug of War, and that comes in at 9.2 out of 10. Anyway, guys, that's my albums ranking of the 10 studio albums Paul McCartney released between 1980 and 1999. Feel free to leave your comments in the comments section below. I hope you can see by my thoughts on these albums why I've placed these albums in these certain positions. Anyway, guys, if you haven't seen the 1970 to 79, go back and watch that. I'll leave a link below. And thanks for watching. Stay safe, take care. All for now. Catch you around, and bye, folks.